Welcome to the Featured Anime Podcast. I'm your host, Jack.
And I'm Rick.
And today we are talking about Vampire Knight Season 1, which was your girl's choice this week, right, Rick?
It was. And I'm not entirely mad about it. I was expecting what it was. So I was not disappointed. And we got to watch it together, at least some of it. And it was everything I was hoping it would be.
Okay. I gotcha. But before all that, we were talking about, we were talking about a lot of different stuff, weren't we? We were talking about,
we
were talking about Bleach again. We touched a little bit on the anime just before we started on it. And we also talked about Friends. If you want to catch a part of that wider conversation, feel free to check us out. Patreon.com/featured anime podcast. $8 a month will get you that bonus content. Now, on to the meat and potatoes. Vampire Knight Season 1 came out in April 2008, ran all the way through July 2008. Producers for it were TV Tokyo, Aniplex, and the studio was Deen. It's based off of a manga, and the genres are drama, mystery, romance, supernatural, shoujo, and vampire.
Yeah, it covers quite a bit.
It covers exactly what it says it covers. It covers it.
Yeah.
Covers it completely.
Oh, man. They could have just summed it up with romance vampire or generic vampire genre. Nobody was sparkling, nothing like that, but for some reason they didn't mind the sun enough to care about not being in the sun. I got nothing. I got no reason to say why they needed to be night schooled, even though they're like, daytime's fine.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. I think what it is they get tanned really easy or burned really easy. Kind of like how it was for Actually I Am. It's not that she can't go out in the sun. She just tans really easy.
I was going to say there was a series we watched prior that had that happen. But yeah, it was Actually I Am. Almost forgot about that. That was such a great show to watch, and I'm just I loved every second of it.
The only difference in between that show and this one, well, there's a couple differences. One is you actually watched this one.
Well, I had to verify if there was any time traveling grandchildren.
Exactly.
There were vampire hunters, so I mean, there's that, but there was no time travel.
That is true. No time traveling vampire hunter granddaughters. That we know of. There could be.
But there were twins. So, I mean,
there are twins.
Who knows? Maybe I'm the one in the right, actually.
Well, I'll tell you this right now. I am the twin.
Oh?
But which twin am I?
The annoying one, apparently.
Well, again, which one am I? I'm going to be honest. I couldn't help but, and I watched it with my wife. I couldn't help but, honestly, I made fun at some parts going through it.
Couldn't help it.
Almost couldn't help it. It was pretty hokey at times, and I couldn't help but laugh hard at other times for it. And I don't know how you watched it. I watched it dubbed this time because, the wife wanted to watch it and she prefers dubs. So we watched it like that. And I don't know if it's just because of it being dubbed or what. It just didn't, the acting for some of the characters just wasn't there. So
I watched it dubbed as well. Now I've watched it subbed. And the easiest way I can describe it is you lose a lot in translation. You lose a lot when the dubbed hits.
Okay.
And when people can say, the dub hit's different.
Well, it's different.
Real different. And not in a good way.
Yeah. So I'm going to more than likely end up going back and rewatching this in subs just so that way I can watch it. But I will tell you this right now. Some of the lines in there for the dubs is just pure gold. And one was so out there that I literally had to write it down just so I wouldn't forget it. It's probably going to be the title with it.
Okay.
You want Kaname to drink your blood. I can taste it.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And I was laughing so hard at that. I was like, really? Really? You
So
want
you
it
can
so
taste
bad that I can taste
that
it.
I can taste. Yeah.
That I can taste it. I can taste it in your blood. All right. That's not weird.
No, not at all. I thought it was quite peculiar that they don't drink human blood, but somehow drink each other's blood.
So I can completely understand that, right? So they have an agreement not to drink humans' blood. And so they drink each other's blood to help satiate that lust, that want for drinking blood, which at times, during the show is a little sexualized.
I was going to say it's almost all completely sexualized. For instance, the birthday party where everyone was accidentally cutting everyone else and then being like, oh, let me handle that for you.
Oh, yeah. Not everyone cutting everyone else. It's one guy, Senri, accidentally, I'm going to use air quotes, accidentally cutting the birthday boy. Yeah, everything is just, when it comes to the blood sucking, is just really sexualized, and it doesn't matter who it is. But I'll tell you one thing that I really found interesting is they defined the classifications for it.
For vampirism, yeah.
And you have pure bloods.
Okay.
And then you have basically, what are they called?
Aristocrats?
Aristocrats, thank you. And I'm glad that they also explained that pure bloods have no human blood, but aristocrats do have human blood in them. What I also found interesting is that it's not like they live forever. They just have really extended lives.
Yeah.
And they have children, and they have children like normal humans, not just vampires. And they grow up like normal people. They just live really extended lives.
Okay, that makes a little bit of sense. I always figured you had to kill them. However, what would be different between having a really long life and needing someone to kill you? I mean, to someone like myself, not much. What I did find interesting is that they seem to age appropriately. I don't know at what age they stop aging, but when you have like the kind of flashbacks, the kids look younger than currently, and only like 5 years have passed, 4 or 5 years. So like, do they just rapidly age to 21 and then just stay there, or what's up?
Magic? I don't know. I mean, we didn't see anyone that was honestly old. The oldest person that we saw wasn't really old, and they were.
He was one of the oldest. He's got 1,200 years on him. However, dude looked in his mid 40s.
Right. So I don't know. They didn't, from the explanations that they had given, it wasn't really a really explained as to how long they live or anything like that. What I do know is that if you drink the blood of a vampire that's stronger than you, or the blood of a pure blood, you will gain new powers, you will gain new strength.
So I agree with that for the most part. And even if you're just a regular human, if you drink the blood of a pure blood, you'll actually gain strength, vitality. You'll become what appears to be healthier, things like that.
Yeah.
But only a pure blood vampire has the ability to make an offspring.
Only has the ability to turn a human into a vampire.
Yeah.
Because
but then that means that the aristocrats, who are not pure, right?
Mm-hmm, they can't create other vampires through biting, but they can create others through breeding.
Okay. Well, that's what I was thinking too. Like, how do you have the very first aristocrat? You've got the royal people who are nothing but pure bloods, right?
Yeah.
Do they just go, I'm looking for sex in all the wrong places?
Yeah, I don't know. I think what it is once you drink, if you drink the blood of a pure blood, you'll become an aristocrat at that point, and you'll be able to sire children of your own, of a vampire nature.
Doesn't that mean in order to become an aristocrat, you have already needed to taste royal blood or pure blood?
Probably, or yes. Actually, not probably, but yes and no. So the reason why I say the no part is because maybe you had a pure blood that had offspring with a human because they fell in love with a human and didn't turn him into a vampire.
Okay. Seems complicated. Unnecessarily. You could have
mean,
been like, well, when a man loves a vampire and they really see each other as an equal. No.
well, would you like me to tell you about the birds and the bees, flowers
Birds
and the trees?
vampire bats.
Yeah, that too.
I don't know. My main issue is they started turning people to bolster their numbers.
Well, I'm glad they explained that. They turned people to bolster their numbers because they were in a fight and to help bolster their numbers so that way they could fight off the vampire slayers.
Mm-hmm.
That is why they turned them. But that's also why they feel compelled to go out there and clean up their own mess, because a lot of them, what are considered level E's, they're basically wild animals, and they're just as, I want to say, wild as a ravenous beast would be. And so they feel basically obligated or compelled to hunt them down.
I don't know. Makes absolutely no sense, because what they're trying to do, aristocrats are trying to gain blood from the purebloods, but in order to become an aristocrat, you either need to be bitten and turned, and then consume blood already from your maker. Does that mean that you could potentially keep getting blood from other people, other potential purebloods, and gaining your power that way?
Probably, but I know that purebloods are not that common. Anyways,
okay, no,
I mean,
I get what you're saying.
We don't have enough information in general, because and it's not that I'm saying that purebloods aren't common. They said even that purebloods are not common, that it's rare, that purebloods are rare.
Okay.
So, but they just don't go into enough information, and there's not enough details there for us to really understand what's going on with it. And so, I don't know.
You think we'll get more later?
Probably, maybe in the second season, because there is a second season.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, we'll be watching second season eventually.
Mm-hmm.
What, 2 weeks now? Something like that? 2 episodes from now? 1 episode?
Next episode.
Oh, next episode.
Next episode.
We'll find out.
So, yeah, hint at what we're watching next week. But
I got a minor question about stuff like that, though. You know how Zero was supposed to be a vampire forever, essentially, like a while ago?
Well, you mean a vampire?
He was turned. He was turned like 4 years ago, something like that, right?
Right.
And he only started to lose his shit when he started consuming blood, right?
No.
Okay.
The reason why I say no is because they've commented on him having fought the want and bloodlust for 4 years, and it's finally getting to a point to where he can't fight it off anymore.
Gotcha. And then he's allergic to the blood pills?
That's what I got from it. Because they had made that comment, and it shows him trying to take the blood pills or whatever they are, and him not being able to take them. Why, we don't know. And they never elaborated on why he can't use the blood pills.
Well, they said it's the most dangerous of vampires.
They also said it was the rarest of vampires. The rarest of vampires can't take the blood pills. They have an aversion to it, or they're not able to use them. But they didn't go into details as to why. It's just how it was. What I don't here's another thing that I don't understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why it's only 2 teenagers that are basically the night guards for the vampires and the students at night, instead of having actual adults do it. It's a school, and there's a guard already there to prevent people from going to the night classes dorm. Why not have other people of the similar rank go around preventing students from doing it? Why have it rely solely on Yuki and Zero, who are our 2 main protagonists, along with Kaname?
Family.
And I will tell you this right now, they are both completely useless. They do a horrible job at their job. They both suck.
I don't know. I can hope to say that it was to show their strengths elsewhere.
Show their strengths at being horrible?
Just frivolous in general. Nonchalantly caring, if that makes any sense. Being like, we're vampires, so we really don't care about the going on of men. But
it has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with the students, not the day students, not going and seeing the night students and interacting with them, which doesn't matter anyways, because they all see them anyways when they're getting ready to go to class. while the sun is up.
Do you happen to know what they do in that class?
Yeah, they talked about it. They said that during the class, they don't actually get grades or they don't really get taught anything. They're there for experimentation, theses, and things like that. So they're there for actual scientific studies and researches and hypotheses. And basically, they're there to do stuff that high school students would never do.
Or would they want to?
The high school students?
Yeah.
Probably. Especially when they reach college.
Fair. What I don't get is Yuki's supposed to be human, right?
Supposedly.
Now, her blood is super tasty to the point if she cuts herself, people can smell it from forever around, right? I've never seen an anime do so many superhero landings without hands that they decided to, I don't know, hide?
So here's my hypothesis, right? Because when we're first introduced to Yuki, first of all, Yuki and Kaname, they are very close. Kaname saved her when she was a child. She doesn't remember anything before that moment. Kaname has a very strong affinity for her, very strong affection for her, loves her, cares for her deeply. Seems almost not like a love in the sense that I love you romantically, but more so in a brotherly way.
Okay.
And so my hypothesis is that she is going to end up being, this is going to be a stretch. This is going to be hang on. There we go. Loosen up here. Something happened and she had her vampire-esque stuff sealed and she is actually the brother of Kaname.
No, not possible.
They said that vampire purebloods have limitless powers and only they know the full extent of their powers. And so that's my stretch. It's way out to the moon. I'm reaching for the moon. That's what I'm going for because I feel like there's something going on. They're like related somehow, some way. I mean, like, heck, who knows? Could be a half sister, but I'm saying that they're related. 100%. That's what I'm going with. I'm saying they're related. I'm calling it now. They're related.
Okay. One way to find out. And unless you've seen it before.
No.
I find that very hard to believe.
I have not seen it before, but I've seen enough anime tropes to go, how they're interacting with each other, how they're commingling and how Kaname is with Yuki, how he's been ever since they were kids from what I've seen. It's like, I'm calling it 100%. She's related to him. She's gotta be like his sister, cousin, half brother. Hell, time traveling granddaughter came back from the future. I don't know. I'm calling it. I'm saying that's what's happened. All right. I'm just saying.
My thing is, why is her blood so tasty then? And if
because
they're brothers,
she is, if she's a sibling, and that's part of the reason why pure blood's blood is supposed to be so appetizing.
I get that.
That's why, because her blood is so appetizing to vampires. And she even says that.
However, Zero drank her blood already, and it did not satiate his need.
That's why I said it was probably sealed up. So the power effects of it, I'm just saying, the power effects of it are probably all sealed up. And that's why. I'm saying, I'm reaching for the moon. I already know this. That's why I said I got to limber up. I got to get ready to do some major stretching. I got to make sure I'm not going to pull something.
I would believe far more than a sibling that she was promised to him or a reincarnation of somebody.
Okay. All right.
Because it seems like he was protecting her from way younger than when she can remember.
So that's what I'm going with. I'm going with sealed vampire type stuff, and they're related. And your reincarnation or promised loved one or something like that. All right.
Okay. Well,
Hey, who knows? We may not even get answers in season 2. We may be just totally boned on that and not get any answers on it. And we'll be left wondering, and I'll have to read the manga so that way I can get answers.
I would say that this is a older show, and older shows typically have a better, more well-rounded storyboard. So
this is a 2008 show, not an older show. This is older.
This is older.
It's not older.
Just utter horse crap has been coming out recently, with few minor exceptions.
Okay. So I feel like we probably won't get an answer in season. I mean, like if we do get a answer in season 2, that's fine. I'll be happy to get my answer in season 2 when we watch it. But I'll have to settle with there's something going on. I know there's something going on. There's more to Kaname and Yuki than what's being let on. Now I'll tell you this right now about the actor, at least for the dubs for Kaname. Okay. They needed to find someone else, man. That dude was dry and monotone.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I loved it. It made him aloof. It made him hard to reach. It made him phone in his acting.
There you go. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, it felt dry. It felt emotionless. I realized they're supposed to be vampires. However,
all the other vampires had more emotion than him.
All the other vampires reminded me heavily of the Host Club.
Probably because some of the voice actors for the Host Club did the voices for them, including the main character. So Zero, he's done a lot of voice acting work.
I mean,
for the English for Zero.
Okay.
He's done Tokyo Ravens, Aldoa, Charlotte, or on Host Club.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Soul Eater. He was in Bleach. He was Tamaki in Host Club.
Okay.
The main guy, the main blonde-haired guy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Him. The second he opened his mouth, I recognized him instantly. I just feel like he phoned it in on this one too. There wasn't much emotion. Like I get why. I understand why there wasn't much emotion for him. He was meant to be very stoic, very, I'm damaged. I'm angry at the world. I hate myself. I hate you. I hate everything type of thing.
Angsty.
Thank you. He was very angsty, but very emo.
Yeah. So I got a question for you. Because this is turning into a really big love triangle, right?
Maybe.
Who do you think? Who do you think Yuki would choose? Shizuka or Kaname?
I'm going to say Kaname. Or no, sorry. I'm going to Shizuka? What? No, do you mean Zero?
Sorry, yeah, Zero or Kaname. I'm sorry. I'm getting people confused.
Yeah, I'm going to say Zero because I'm sticking with my theory that she's related to Kaname.
Okay.
Can't make me change my mind.
Fair. But who do you think is the strongest person currently in there? Is it the Pureblood? Is it Zero who drank the Pureblood's
Kaname, 100%, blood? Hands down, without a doubt.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because it is commented that, so when the two, I want to say Hanabusa and Takamu, maybe, or Atsuki, one of the vampire boys, a couple of the vampire boys, when they went down to see Suzuka, they said, it was even commented, wouldn't even be able to beat her with just the two of us.
Well, damn.
So hands down Kaname, because again, they referenced it a couple of times that purebloods have unlimited powers or unknown number of powers. And the only ones that know all their powers are themselves. Additionally, they also have a power to be able to compel or force the aristocrats to do whatever they say. That's what they said. And it's commented that Kaname doesn't use this power of his own choosing, and that everyone that's there doing his bidding or listening to him are doing it of their own volition. And it was Yuki that was told this when they were trying to find gosh darn it, I want to say Takamu was hiding from the girls because he was trying to find the new transfer vampire student.
Okay.
Who was Suzuka in disguise?
Yes. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so when they were on that second floor terrace, that's when he said that. That's when he brought it up. He goes, purebloods have the ability to force us to do whatever it is they want, to force us to listen to them and do their bidding. He chooses to not do that, and they listen to him anyways. It's not because he's forcing them to, but more so because they want to, or they're they respect him that much.
So is he using it subconsciously?
I would say no.
So they're just doing it. So while he could force them to do what he wants, they're doing it of their own free will first.
Yeah.
That would be like if I came up to you and I'm like, hey, I don't want you to hit me in the face without my consent. So you can just hit me in the face.
What?
They're basically saying it's going to happen anyway. So they might as well give him.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay. So what are you saying then?
I'm saying that they're there going through it because they respect him and they believe in the ideals. And this is one of the things that they brought up a few times. So you have Kane, Yuki's adoptive father.
Yeah.
He is a pacifist and he's of the mentality, and Kaname shares it with him that both humans and vampires can coexist peacefully with each other. And that's why everyone's there, because they believe in the vision of Kaname, and that is Kaname's vision, part of his vision too.
All right. So also, who do you think is the main character?
I would say Kaname, Yuki, and Zero.
I would go Yuki because she lost both of her parents, which is an automatic protagonist maker. And
same thing with Zero. Same thing with Kaname. They don't have their parents.
The second,
all three of them don't have their parents.
The second thing is that Yuki's adopted parent is very eccentric.
So is Zero's adopted parent.
They're the same guy, but one is kind of sort of adopted, not.
So they're both adopted. They're both the same guy, and they're both there. So I will tell you this: who is listed as the main? Would you like to know who are listed as the main? I'll give you a hint.
It's Yuki.
And
there's really three people?
Yuki, Zero, and Kaname.
Bullshit.
So let's rephrase this. Who are the main characters again, Rick?
You read it. You read it. Gonna go with Yuki. That's about it.
Look,
in my mind,
the
that's
only
all
way, if you wanted to make the stretch, if you wanted to go out there and say this person is the main character, the only one that we truly know of that is a main character of main character status is Zero. One, lost both his parents. We know that they were murdered, and he has a twin that he has to fight that was adopted by the murderer.
Isn't his twin's name Ichigo?
No, his twin's name is not Ichigo. It's Ichiru.
Ichiru. Why did I think it was Ichigo?
Because you're wanting it to be Ichigo.
I really did. I was gonna be like, yep, they got bleach in this, but no. Ichiru.
So
Ichiru.
Zero is the only one that fits the bill for main character status, man. That's it. 100%. His parents are murdered. You see the parents get murdered. His twin brother gets adopted. He's emo. He's stoic. He's, the world hates me. He's fighting through everything alone, and he's very, very pained all the way through it. And on top of that, he has to fight his brother, and he has to fight the person that murdered his parents. He is main character status.
So, quick question. The person that killed their parents, the vampire that killed their parents, the pure blood, was there fascination with Zero or Ichiru?
Probably both, but for different reasons. And the reason why I say that is because Shizuka comments that Ichiru is belligerent or doesn't really pay mind to her while he's in a human form, and that's why she doesn't turn him into a vampire. And then it's commented that how Zero is, how he's very belligerent and refuses to bend to her even though he is a vampire. So she's probably fascinated by both of them because they're, very similar but different at the same time.
Okay. Do you think she was courting her own death?
Yes.
On purpose or an accident?
I would say on purpose.
Okay, because I have to agree. It didn't look like she fought back extra hard. It looks like she knew what was up and she kind of sat herself in a situation that was not favorable, which is why she was able to be killed so easily. Because it was supposed to be very hard to kill really any pureblood. And I kind of feel like potentially it turns into like a Highlander situation. The more you kill, the stronger you get.
Yeah.
So it's kind of how I felt like it.
I do agree with you. It is supposed to be hard to kill them. Supposedly. Kind of. Sort of. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but still, it felt like she wanted it. Tired of life kind of thing. Kind
of, but at the same time, I feel like, I don't know. like they purposefully wrote her off to have the story focus on Kaname more and Yuki and Zero.
I guess I can see that. I can see that. Maybe that he's not a big bad, and his focal point is hopefully to unite the world in a more peaceful future, right?
Yeah. So on a scale of up to 10, sir, how would you rate this?
It was decent. I enjoyed it. It was thought provoking for at least few different reasons. At least a few. I'd give it a solid 7.
Okay. I'll match you on that. I'll match a 7 on it. It was a good show. The animation was definitely very reminiscent of Ouran Host Club for me, which I didn't honestly have a problem with. I just had a problem with the voice acting. I feel like I'd probably enjoy it a lot more if the actors were better or if the voice acting was better.
If the dubbed version was better. The sub version actually had a lot more, I'd say, context to it. The sub version made it feel a little bit more forbidden.
I get that. But since I haven't seen it,
You've never seen the subbed version?
I haven't. This is the first time I've ever watched it.
Oh, damn. Okay, yeah. So very similar to Squid Game. It's different. It's a heck of a lot different.
All right. So there you go.
So
my first girlfriend is a gal.
Yeah. That's also a good reference.
Night and day difference. Night and day difference.
So next week is my choice or your choice?
My choice. And we already talked about it earlier.
Oh, we did.
Season 2.
I just want to verify.
Season 2. Season 2, Vampire Night, Guilty. I think is what it is. Is Vampire Night Guilty? That's what it's called.
Quite possibly. Yeah. Let me check.
Yeah, Vampire Night Guilty. It's 13 episodes. Also came out in 2008, October to December. Well, hope you all enjoyed this week's choice. I know we both did. I know we both have our theories on what it is on it and viewpoints on it. Hope you enjoyed this week's choice. If we missed something, got something right, got something wrong, didn't get it, anything else, reach out to us at Those Anime Guys on Twitter, featuredanimepodcast@gmail.com. Join us in our Discord. Link for that is going to be in the show notes. And if you want to support us, help us grow, patreon.com/featuredanimepodcast or shop.featuredanimepodcast.com to get yourself some swanky merch. And until next time, I'm your host, Jack.
And I'm Rick. We'll see you next time.